Have you ever come across an app that scares you when you use it? Today, we will introduce this, the Death Countdown app from the movie Countdown. These people were at a gathering. By chance, they discovered an app. It could calculate the exact time a person would die. Someone was still alive for 63 years. Someone was still alive for 32 years. This girl was unhappy because she only had 3 hours to live. It was just an app, but also caused her mood to suddenly worsen. Her boyfriend drank a lot of alcohol, but still stubbornly wanted to drive her home. The girl remembered drink driving is dangerous, so didn't want to go with him. So she decided to go home by herself. At this point, her phone notified her that she had broken the user agreement. She only had 7 minutes left to leave. The way home today was very strange. Didn't know who put trash in the shape of a person. She felt a fleeting black shadow follow her. Immediately she rushed home. The remaining time was only 1 minute 45 seconds. There was someone behind the curtains. She opened the curtain to look, but saw nothing. Just drink a little water to calm down. Then the curtain that had just opened closed. Next, a strange power pulled her into the air. Screams and fierce struggles resounded in the middle of the room. Soon her body fell from the ceiling. Her neck hit the wall of the tub and she died instantly. The countdown just at the time of 0 seconds. In another development, her boyfriend who was drunk and driving home had an accident. A tree branch passed through the front passenger seat. Looked like she couldn't have avoided death. This girl is a nurse. The guy last night had a car crash in her hospital room. At first glance, his condition wasn't really good. He also downloaded the Countdown app. The time left was only 19 hours. The death of his girlfriend made him start to believe the authenticity of the application. Soon, this news was spread around the hospital. Many people knew. They were extremely curious about the rumors. Many people were attracted to wanted to try it. Some downloaded this app. This curly-haired guy would live until age 87. The primary doctor could live to be 98 years old. The blonde also downloaded the app, but she only had 3 days left. On the second day, the guy in the car crash sat blankly looking at the phone. There were only 3 minutes left of his time now. The nurse informed him that he would have surgery immediately. He immediately panicked. The cause of his death would definitely be due to this surgery, so he tried to run away on crutches. At this time, the phone had a warning message, user agreement broken. Through the glass in the corridor, he saw a shadow of the Grim Reaper. He was so intimidated that he rushed away. The application that calculated the time of your death became real. Yesterday, his girlfriend died. Today, it was his turn. Through the mirror in the hospital, he saw the death had marked him. He was very difficult to escape to the emergency stairs. Behind his back suddenly came violent knocks on the door. The stairway lights also went out. There was only 1 minute and a half left. He looked down the stairs in fear. There seemed to be something down there. Raising his head, he suddenly saw a man standing upstairs. He was so frightened that he fell to his knees. Even the phone dropped. The countdown was only at 4 seconds. He was thrown downstairs by the man. When he hit the ground, the phone had just hit 0. The blonde, who found out about her death, was scared. If the countdown was real, then there would be not much time left for her. Realizing the remaining time was not even 2 days, the blonde canceled all her appointments. She prepared to stay indoors for the next 2 days, not going anywhere. Not leaving the house would be safe, but she also received a message, user agreement broken. The blonde thought of deleting the app. Immediately, all the money in her account had drained. The e-wallet was not there. It apparent this application couldn't be removed. She found documents on the internet again. She opened a link to a video. The girl in the video seemed to have seen something and screamed out loud fearfully. Then the video suddenly stopped. The blonde felt something in the room. Raising her head, she saw something. She was in fear and trembling. It turned out to be an illusion. She angrily threw her phone and spent the night sleeping in her car. The next morning, she was woken up by her sister. They returned to the room. Her phone was broke last night, yet it still displayed the countdown. When the sister tried to download the app with curiosity, she was immediately stopped by her elder sister. The younger sister felt her sister's fear. If deleting the application was impossible, then let's change the phone. She went to the phone store. She paid for a new phone for having checked carefully. But just when she was about to go out, the phone notified her. It had automatically successfully downloaded the Countdown application. She drank wine to alleviate her sadness. In there, she met Matt. Matt had also downloaded the app. His time was even less than the blonde. They made conversation and came up a good way to break the curse. Why couldn't they have the time of death? The blonde downloaded the Death Timer app. She changed the phone before, but as a result, the phone automatically installed the application again. So she thought about hacking the app data back up. The owner of phone store was skillful, easily broke into the phone's backup data. He showed everyone's time of death. The owner arbitrarily typed for a while. The time was up by 60 years. It looked like this method really worked. The blonde found out her sister had downloaded the app. The time of death was earlier than her, so she asked the owner of the shop to change her younger sister's time. The Countdown app concern was finally resolved. The two people went through life and death and became soulmates. At midnight, the blonde woke up and found out someone was outside the door. She wanted to wake Matt up, but Matt never moved. The door opened and Matt stood there. If it was Matt, then who was next to her? The blonde girl sat up in panic, but found in bed nothing strange. The phone went off again. The time of death had restored itself to the original time. They went to meet a priest. The priest said this was accursed. There were two ways to neutralize: died before the timer or lived after the countdown ended. The priest used salt to draw a pentagon, so evil would not be able to approach them. Matt's time was only at 2.5 minutes. Lights were gradually turned off. The priest's method was very effective. The devil was blocked and couldn't harm Matt, but it used another way to deceive Matt, to go out of the zone. Only half a step away, Matt was dead. The blonde took her injured sister to the hospital. The doctor had previously harassed her, so a thought occurred to her. The doctor had also downloaded the application. If now he died, the curse would be broken. The blonde lured the doctor into the abandoned hospital room and beat him. Just when she was about to kill him, the doctor was dragged away by a mysterious power. Evil had saved him. In another development, the younger sister had finished treatment and immediately went to find her sister. The clock had 2 minutes remaining. The demon found her, preparing to torment her to death. Luckily, her elder sister came in time. She chose to break the user agreement and break the curse. A large amount of opium ended the blonde's life, so the cure was finally lifted. The countdown game was finally over. Was the sister dead? She was saved. Her younger sister came to her side. There she saw an antidote. Her sister had also marked the injection site earlier. The younger sister pumped the antidote into the marked location, and she woke up. At the end of the movie, the girl walked in the sunlight. On her face was a happy smile. At this moment, her phone suddenly had a message. Countdown 2.0 is now installed.